The bushfire researcher community in Australia is a pretty small community. For years, it's been almost a cottage industry in universities and other institutions, because there's no unified field. Up until now, we still only have one international journal on fire, and I can remember when the first issue of that came out, and it's not that long ago. The industry and the researchers as a group have basically done the sorts of things that they've been interested in or trained in. So a lot of people involved with fire come in through the physical sciences, and so we tend, and I'm one of those, so we tend to do more of what we know. But every now and again, somebody new comes in and new viewpoints come in, and it's really good. But when we look at the influence of physical science and social science, it's the influence on our communities, which is probably the greatest knowledge gap, and how to get our communities to behave more safely is definitely a knowledge gap. And we have very few people in the social space doing research that relates to bushfires. And what is happening in a lot of places is the beginnings of social research in these areas, and there are actually real issues between different schools of thought. The fact that you can get wildly different results from one study to the next, and there's a real lack of maturity in bushfire science the more you move away from the hard sciences. When the Bushfire CRC commenced, it was a real breath of fresh air, because we finally had the ability to put together a program that covered a range of physical and social sciences, as well as some applied technology-related issues. And so the current Bushfire CRC program had 4 strands, one for physical fire weather and firefighting, one for land management and fuel management, one for community safety, and one which was a compiled applied technology area that was looking at the safety issues associated with trucks and with fires and with homes and with smoke and toxics and so forth. And it was really quite ironic that when they went to fill the positions, that in some fields, like the fire ecology area, there were a lot of established researchers that had programs that had been going for a fair while. Yet in other areas, like in the community safety side of things, even though there's this huge need, there actually weren't a great number of people that were working in that research space. And it was and to some extent is still difficult to actually recruit people to do that sort of work. And one of the advantages of having a thing like a cooperative research centre is that you actually train a whole generation of potential researchers who then can learn their research skills and get to know the industry sector, and then they could move on and do more research further in time. It's very difficult to know the relative importance of different pieces of work on first looking at them. So if you're interested in a local area and you look at a local study, that gives you a very high contextual score, but the quality of the work might be compromised by having a very small sample size. So in the sort of work where we're looking here for this case study, then you have to have a bit of a look at how the studies were undertaken and how they fit into the broader picture. And it can be a bit difficult. There are a lot of areas that come in to, say, fire ecology, where there's contestation between different researchers as to the importance of the effects that they're measuring. So you might say the old controversies about fuel reduction burning and its negative effects as compared to its positive effects, well, I'm afraid they're to quite an extent subjective. That you can objectively measure the effects, but it's how you rank them relatively in terms of the importance of local biodiversity status compared to the importance of local fuel management. And these are ongoing contests between different elements in society, and they're also ongoing contests between different researchers, and for the same reasons. And so, like any planning discussion or any attempt to make a planning decision, you're actually weighing up a combination of things that are relatively objective and a range of things which are relatively subjective. And it's within the context of the social rules of the day.